Hi, this is Carl Brooks with iPad.com, and today we're taking a look at a quick review of the iPad mini from Apple. It was just released yesterday, October 3rd, 2012. Taking a look around the device, you see at the top back there's a microphone that helps with Siri and other things. You see the camera on the back there, HD, 1080p video, 5 megapixel photo. You see you have your rocker for volume, your switch to lock the rotation or mute or unmute the device. You have your power button, and you have your 3.5 audio jack. Taking a look at the bottom, you see you have a pair of stereo speakers and the lightning port. And on the front, you have a 1.2 megapixel camera with 720p HD video capabilities, so you can use your FaceTime. And so the device is much lighter, much thinner. It's actually 23% thinner, 53% lighter, so it fits in one hand very easily. It's just awesome to be able to do all the things that you normally do with the iPad, yet be able to just hold it in one hand, throw it into a bag, throw it into your purse, and even some pockets like on the cargo pants and things of that sort. Some inside pockets will be big enough to support that in some jackets. But the best thing about the new iPad mini is simply, it handles all of the iPad apps. Obviously, it'll handle the iPhone apps as well. So you're not missing out on anything by getting the iPad mini. You're actually gaining much more because you can carry this thing around and store a whole lot easier. So obviously having it with you more allows you to utilize it more. So you get your return of investment or your money's worth very well out of this device. Obviously, having a smaller device makes this device much more usable for kids. They can handle this thing a whole lot easier. And also for typing, whether you're typing in the portrait mode or the landscape orientation, typing is just much easier. Even though the keys would be smaller in the portrait orientation, it still is a lot easier because you can hold and your thumbs can reach across the screen a whole lot easier. So I didn't have any difficulty typing on this device at all. Surfing the web, doing your email, all the things that you love doing in a much smaller package is where the benefit of having the iPad mini comes into play. I really enjoy holding this device. I really like it. I think it's going to do well in the market. There's obviously a market for it, and people are excited to have this as an option for the iPad lineup. Now, this device is basically is smaller than just the center screen portion of your existing iPad. Now, Apple's added the Siri functions into the iPad mini, so not only do you have all the great things of the iPad, you also can allow Siri to assist you. But let's take a look at this here. See, as I put this screen next to my third generation iPad, it's not just the size of the inner screen of my iPad. This thing is much thinner than even that. It's just amazing to have this thing be so small yet fully functional. So obviously you can take pictures, you can do video with this thing, and for those who complain about using the iPad, just the regular size iPad, as a recording device, and they say that's silly, well, they've never had to use a VHS video camera like I have, which was huge, and we carried that thing everywhere. Obviously something like this that's much more portable, much smaller, that you can slip into a bag and pull out, is not that big of a deal to be using the recording. If you have the recording ability, believe me, people are going to use it, and this is a little more discreet in its smaller size than the big iPad, which people obviously don't have any problem using as a recording device. So I think you're going to see more people recording with this smaller device. So you just simply need to get over that that ideal that it looks silly or ridiculous to be using this as a recording device, because it's perfectly fine and there's no reason for people not to use that functionality of this device. Going back to the screen quality for just a moment, I mean, just think about this. People are complaining that, oh, it should have had a retina display, and while a retina display would have been fine to have on there, it's fine to not have on there just the same. I mean, think about this. The iPad 2 just 7 to 8 months ago was an incredible device with an incredible screen. Before the retina abilities came to the iPad, people had no problem with it. So there's absolutely no reason why people will have a problem with this same resolution of screen on this much smaller, lighter, and portable device. So yeah, you may prefer to have a retina display, but it isn't significant. It's not a make or break deal for the purchase of the iPad mini. The iPad mini looks fantastic and people are going to love it. Now the second thing that people have that raised their eyebrows about the iPad mini is with the price. $329 for the 16 gig Wi-Fi only model. I mean, many have expressed it's too high. I think that's hogwash. It's a great price. The truth is the iPad mini is priced right. The next available priced iPad is the $399 iPad 2. Now, even if the iPad mini was just a smaller, exact featured iPad 2, but just shrunken, you know, people might think, oh, it should be $299 if that was the case. But it's not the case. I mean, there's a lot of improvements on this device over the iPad 2. The front-facing, the rear-facing camera, the Bluetooth is improved to 4.0. It has LTE versus 3G. I mean, there are tons of changes on this thing that justify an extra $30 over a $299 price that people think. And you cannot compare this to a Nexus 7 or a Kindle Fire HD because they're not the same device. The bottom line is this: if you have never owned an iPad before, you're going to love this iPad mini. It's going to give you all the functions that your friends have, just at a much lighter package and much smaller package. You're going to love this thing. If you have one and looking to get an additional iPad into your household, this is going to be a good addition to the family. The iPad mini is going to be a great seller. They're going to do well with these things. So if you want it, get it. This is Carl Brooks at IamThereForIPad.com, and I'll see you on the web.